welcome back to Real Deep Stuff with Kristi
and Michelle.
Yay! We completed day 7. Yeah, yesterday. So we thought we would share our thoughts on how everything is going. But we can back up to day 6 in the evening because I think we left off the podcast when we were going to be going to dinner after the rain. So you want to talk about dinner?
It was a great dinner. We got something different.
Yes. You said the word pasta, and I was like, for starter, and I was like, what? Because you get a starter, a main, and a dessert, and I was like, what do you mean there's pasta as a starter?
Right, pasta with meat sauce.
Yes.
And that was like a meal in itself.
It really was. It was pasta bolognese, and it was delicious. Remember, you were like, I wonder what they think if I ask them for shaky cheese. I was like, I don't know that you want to find a Spanish way to say shaky cheese. I'm not sure what you'll get. So we just left it.
And that was good. I mean, you practically licked your bowl.
I did. I all but brought it to my face. It was so good. It was turkey was the meat though, or chicken. It was not beef.
I don't know. I told myself it was beef.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't.
It was called beef bolognese, wasn't it?
Okay, well, they have albino cows then, because it was the white meat. I don't know what it was, but it's never been beef that I've seen. But anyway.
And it was so good. And then they bring out the beef and potatoes. No fries again.
Yes.
And that was like, it was so good, but I was so full.
Mm-hmm. And I actually changed my order. I was going to get the beef stew as well, but I was so full from the bolognese that I actually asked him to give me a first starter, which would have been a mixed salad. Because who knew I would start liking, like, beets? Their salad is the same everywhere you go. It's green lettuce, which is great, not iceberg. So green lettuce, like shredded carrots, shredded beets, chopped white asparagus.
Tuna,
and tomatoes. That's the salad you get no matter what part of Spain you're in, because we've been in 10 or like 9 different towns now, and it's really good. I don't eat the tuna, but the rest of it's really good, and you have to ask for dressing and they give you little pre-packets of oil and vinegar, which I think I've kind of really gotten used to now.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop buying like jarred dressing because you don't really need it. So I actually wound up doing a backwards dinner. So I had my pasta for dinner and then a salad.
But there's what they call stew is not stew.
No.
It was like a pot roast and potatoes.
Yes. The meat, you let me try it. It was really tender.
It was so tender. And
it was a different form of potato, which was good. And once again, I made a big, giant toddler mess with my paper placemat. Evidently, I can't pour. Okay, pro tip. You want to take advantage of any free water that you can get over here. And the water's not expensive, but we're going through a lot of it. So any help with that is great. So we use the pitchers of water that they bring. We're filling our water bottles with them. And I'm always spill my water. And then the crusty bread that they give you just to kind of munch on, I make a mess. So then I have this like weird water crust slop on the paper tablecloth that we get. It's always a paper tablecloth, and it looks like a child's been there, but it's okay. It's all good. It all tasted really good. So after that, we went to bed, came back into bed, and then the walk yesterday was good.
It was good. It was a shorter walk.
Yep.
Got up, was out a little after 8:30, and yeah.
I'm gonna see what. I don't know how to tell this on my watch. I was gonna see the total miles yesterday. It was still added up. You'll look okay. While she's looking for that, we walked to an albergue outside of town. This one was in a rural. I guess in the States you would say it's kind of like going out to a bed and breakfast in the countryside. That's what it kind of feels like. They had 2 dogs there that are kind of, I would assume, Like guard dogs. Oh, I'm so sorry. we stop for a second and we figure out like we're tired. Okay, so she's showing.
It was a slower day.
It was a slower day. We only did
8.4.
6 miles, 8.4 miles, and you've got about 22,000 steps, and I'm about the same. So that's a slower day. And we saw the family that we mentioned with her ankle. We saw them back on the road. And then, but then when we got closer to town, we saw an ambulance. And we weren't sure if it was for someone local or for the trail because it was like right on the border. It was like the trail went right by it. And we've just seen so many people have to drop out. Oh, tell them about the woman in the arm sling.
Oh, yeah. It was cast. She had a cast on it. Then it was, like, wrapped and looked very fresh.
Yeah, we determined it was fresh because all the sling and the bandaging and all that was, like, brand new. It wasn't dirty from being on the trail because everything on you was a little bit dirty all the time. And she was older. And she passed us. She's like, excuse me. With her broken arm. Things happen out here. You come over here to do the trail and you think it's going to be easy peasy. But it just takes one loose rock.
Mm-hmm.
Or an uneven surface and down you go. We've seen so much. So the walk was pretty flat yesterday, I think. I mean, there was a couple of inclines.
But not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I found that my stride with my back is all good. I'm rocking that steroid and Motrin and Tylenol, and I feel almost just like my normal self. I would say I'm probably like 90%. So that's fantastic. And I still have one more day to go, so I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. But I'm just so glad that I didn't give in to the fear of what the doctor was saying about, oh, you need to take 1 or 2 days off. And I was like, well, our luggage is going to keep going, so we can't stop. And I wasn't going to do that to you, and I didn't. And we have other things planned for this trip, so that it would be a domino effect if we took a day off. So I was like, nope, that's not happening. But you've been so patient to just kind of, go at my speed. But we agreed that we want the slower speed because we're seeing so many really cool things.
Yeah, I mean, some people, like, it was like yesterday we saw that pretty garden.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what'd you call it? Like a fairy
forest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you had stopped to take a picture and then someone else, like, went by and then came back.
Yeah, she was on a bike and, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like people that are just, okay, let's put it this way. Mr. Chicago from the laundromat, he said that someone asked him when he was planning his trip, he was like, do you want to be a walker or a traveler? And you cannot be both. So there's people out here that are just racing through it, and that's a personal goal for them, and that's great. And maybe their goal is to do all the Caminos or whatever, and that's great. Or you can be a traveler, which is who we are, who, we just want to kind of experience everything as we go. And that fairy forest was amazing. Remember we were like, don't you want to just kind of go in there?
Yes.
Oh, like the tall, spindly eucalyptus trees.
It smelled so good.
Oh, it smelled so good. And it kind of led you to this deep, dark hole of forestry. And I was like, oh, the fairies live in there. Or maybe the feral people live in there. Michelle had not heard of feral people. So I waited till we were on the spooky part of the trail. I told her all about the feral people that exist in the world. And then you said, you'll never backcountry hike with us. And I said, good, because I'm not going to ever backcountry hike either. So we got to, we're on our way, and we stopped so you have to buy something at every stop to be able to use the bathroom, which is fair, because you're using their water, their toilet paper, their soap, and if you're lucky enough to find a paper towel, which most of them stop restocking, but it's their place, and so that's fine. So we take turns buying like bottled water or something to split, and that apple thing was good.
That was good.
How would you describe it?
It was called apple cheesecake.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So like the cheesecake we got the other day that wasn't really cheesecake. It was basically just the apples on top.
Yes.
But it changed the whole thing. It was really good.
It really added so much flavor. It was really, really good. So we split that. And after that...
And that was the place that watched you. If you didn't go to the bathroom, they made you pay. or no, if you didn't buy food before you went to the bathroom, they made you pay. And they watched you. They had cameras.
They had cameras and they had the big mirror like you see on sharp corners so cars don't run into each other. They had a big mirror camera where the baños is, and they were serious about that. Yeah, they weren't kidding. So after that, you and I got on a discussion. I was telling you my favorite episodes of I Shouldn't Be Alive. Because I know it's like a morbid, fatalistic TV show, but I always learn some type of survival thing from them. And so I was telling you about one of the episodes, and we just got so engrossed in conversation.
Just walking along, following the road. Maybe not the right road.
We hate to admit this. And Michelle was like, well, I won't tell if you won't. I'm like, well, it is called real deep stuff. So... yeah, okay, so for the record, we did not get lost, right?
Right.
We just got off trail.
Right, and thankfully we had met the nice couple from Florida several times throughout the walk, and we keep hearing this, ladies, ladies, ladies.
And we're thinking, what, you know?
Yeah, and then we turn around and they're like, this way.
We couldn't believe it.
We missed the shell sign.
We totally missed, and it's not just a sign. It's a stone monument. It's like a 3-foot high monument, 3D. And we just looked at each other like, what just happened? And we felt so embarrassed. We were telling them, we promise this. We have not done this yet. We just got we were distracted driving.
And how far would we have gone had they not said anything?
Oh my gosh, it would have been terrible. Well, plus we would have added time and miles, but also we would have gotten panicked. Like, where are we?
Yeah.
How do we get back? But Danny and Paula from Florida, I told them, you are our heroes for the day. So thank you, Danny and Paula. They're really nice people.
They are. I didn't see them since.
No. I think she passed us once later in the afternoon, but I haven't seen them at all after that. But it was just ladies. We turned around like, what? And they were laughing, and we were like, we promise this has not happened yet. So after that, we decided, okay.
We paid closer attention.
A little more closer attention. And then sometimes you come up to the Camino statues, monuments, whatever you call them, and they've got two, and they're pointing in different directions. And it's like, which one do you know to take? So yeah, there's always someone coming up behind you, and we ask them. Whether there's a language barrier or not, we ask them. And we pretty much follow the crowd. And you kind of can't get lost on the Camino. We've determined there's what is it called? The traditional
and complimentary.
And the complimentary, which is like an alternative route. So it depends on which one's longer, one's shorter, one's more difficult or easy. And we tried to download the Buen Camino app, and it just, I don't know. It hasn't worked because that's supposed to have all the information on it, like what's what.
I think we've done pretty good without it.
Yeah, I think we have. We've done fine, except for the one time, and that's because we were distracted walking because of my big mouth. I just kept talking. But we saw Debbie.
We did. We saw Debbie. And
yay.
Then she stayed at the same place we did.
Yeah. Yep. So that was fun. I'm sure you want to tell them about when we got there.
Got there, got in our room, it was ready, and then our luggage wasn't there yet, so we're like, oh, okay. So we waited. Not much we could do, because it wasn't part of a town. It was just kind of out there. So we kind of sat outside and waited for luggage, and Kristi could wait no longer.
Nope, I couldn't. I had to call. Because when you're carrying a day pack, you're only carrying as little as possible because it's on your back. So everything that you own is in that luggage. And one call led to like 4 calls over the course of hours.
Yeah, and we kept checking our Apple tags.
Yep.
Air tags, and the luggage was like already past us.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were just like, what is happening that our luggage went on without us? We were worried it went to the next stop for the next day. And then our wonderful Aussie Colombian friend Jacqueline, she came down looking for their luggage, and it was funny. We were like, do you have the air tags? And she didn't really know what we were talking about. And then when we described it, she's like, oh, I don't have those fancy air tags. She's like, no, I have my name on my bag, and that should be enough. We love Jacqueline. She is a rock star. And then the other girl, she and her sister and her mom are all traveling. They're all from America.
Right, yeah.
They're all of their luggage was missing. So one of them stood down with us, and it took hours for it to come. And I guess maybe what we would wish is that they had communicated more with us about how things happen. So how would you give people a heads up?
Well, it's like she told you. The closer you get to Santiago, the luggage takes longer.
Mm-hmm. It's busier traffic.
Right.
The weather can be a thing. And like your point was the trails are starting to merge together.
Right. Yesterday, 2 trails, well.
Mm-hmm. The English way, I think.
Yeah. The English way and the Norte.
The North way, yeah.
Norte.
Mm-hmm.
Is that north?
Yeah, and same.
Oh.
North. Norte would be the European way. North. Yeah, those merged.
Because we started seeing a lot of different people that we don't normally see.
Yeah, the first 6 days we were really seeing a lot of familiar faces. And then yesterday, on day 7, it was like, where did everybody... It was weird.
They just all passed us.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, we didn't tell about the breakfast.
Oh, that's right. That was the best breakfast. I mean, there was everything.
That was really good.
The Spanish omelet, that was really good.
Mm-hmm. And the big meat and cheese tray, and then more fruit and lots of pastries. Oh, they had the apple Danish. That was really, that like...
Oh, yeah, like, that was good.
It's like a cinnamon roll, but it was like apple and Danishy. It was so good. So, okay, sorry. Just remember that little fact. So we've not gone hungry. I don't think I've lost a pound.
I will be very curious when we get home.
We keep hoping we've lost inches because, I mean, we've not gone hungry. We don't eat lunch. We just snack with the food that we brought. So, or fruit or whatever that we buy here. Or these amazing Milka chocolate bars that I am so sad that I had to be a bad influence and turn Michelle onto. I only get them when we go out of country. And then I just started finding them like in the international grocery stores where I live, or in the international aisle of the regular grocery store. So it's Milka, Milka. And it's this one type. How would you describe the little like holes in it?
Air.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's like a chocolate bar with all these little air holes in it. It's so good. So yes, we've been finding those wherever we went. But anyway, so the luggage. And
that took a while. And it was, but it did finally come.
Mm-hmm.
And so.
Well, the reason we were getting a little nervous was because our phones and our watches were really running out of battery, and our chargers, that was the one day I had taken out my remote charge, like, what is that called? Charge power block, portable charger. I took that out because it's weighty, and even though it's small, you're really counting every ounce you don't have to carry. And it was the only day I didn't have it with me, and I don't think you had yours.
I think I had one for my phone, but not my watch.
Okay. And so we're just kind of watching our stuff drain down, and I was out of Motrin. And that was really scary because of the back thing. So I called and I was like, listen, there's medication in our bags that I need. And she goes, well, what kind? And I went, that's personal. Does it matter? I'm just telling you I need this medication out of my bag. But I guess there had just been, one thing after the next. They said remember that in the morning there was so much luggage piled up.
Well, that was a big hotel we stayed at. It was like 5 floors.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So they couldn't fit it all on one truck, and that was the problem. And then they said the driver got lost. So there's that. But we got it, and we got it back. And to prove my point of why I hate elevators, in that hotel with 5 floors,
only one elevator worked.
But it worked. Both worked the night we got there. After dinner, we came back and one of them was broken. And I looked at Michelle and I was like, see? Somebody was in that elevator just tonight when it broke. There you go. I don't need any other proof to not ride them. So the next morning, it was quite a job getting 5 floors of people out.
Yeah, we waited a while.
Yeah.
So we couldn't carry the luggage down the stairs. Too
No.
much.
No, and everyone has to have their luggage down all at the same time. So it's like this fire drill of people coming down at the same time. Remember the one guy, you said he put the bag in and then ran down the stairs?
Yeah, because there wasn't room for him.
So what's funny is Michelle told me later that he put the bag in and then wasn't room for him, right? At the same time, I see a guy come flying down the stairs like his hair's on fire, and he's like, and I'm standing at the elevator thinking Michelle's putting the luggage on and I'm gonna pull it off because of the lack of room, so I'm ready to get ours, and he goes flying down the stairs and he's like out of breath and he's like in front of the elevator, and I just wanted to look because it was like he was so afraid something was going to happen to his luggage, and I just wanted to be like, dude, nobody wants your underwear. Like, it's okay. It's not going anywhere. All of our stuff is just nasty by now. It doesn't matter. So anyway, fast forwarding back, so we are at the new place, and I'm mixed about the albergue. It was a TripAdvisor recommendation. I don't know about that.
I mean, there's no AC.
And no fan, no way to circulate the air, so you're just kind of in a box.
Yeah, I mean...
And the carpet in the hallway.
Yeah, thankfully there was no carpet in the room, but the hallway was awful because it just smelled like wet dogs.
Yes, the 2 guard dogs, I think, come inside and take naps on the carpets or something, because the carpet was on the stairs in the hallways. First time we've seen carpet anywhere. And it just reeked of dog, like dog. But the food was really good.
Yeah, the dinner, I mean, we had...
Yeah.
We had the pasta again.
Yeah, we had bolognese.
And they put cheese on theirs.
They did. And then the couple that came in after us got their entrees before us. And we just kind of looked at each other like we were a little confused about that. And then the guy who owns it looked at us and saw just our confusion. We weren't mad or anything. We were just like, wait, what's happening? Because we were trying to time our Benadryl to go to bed early to get up early for the next day, which would be almost a 12-mile walk. So we were really hustling. It was just, we were under like pressure to get to sleep. And so we just kind of looked at it confused, and he saw that and he came over and how did he say it in Spanish?
He says, "You want dessert?"
Yeah. We're like, no.
Haven't had our chicken.
And then
something about the chicken ran off.
That was the whole reason of mentioning it, is because he they just are so much more easygoing here than we're not. Their panties aren't in wads like they get in America, and he just started laughing and he tried to tell me that We didn't get our dinner yet because our chickens ran away. It was just like a funny moment. And we're like, it's totally fine. And he brought them out like, within a couple of minutes. It was totally fine. But I just thought it was funny that he found some humor with that.
Oh, yeah. And then it was chicken and mashed potatoes. So a different type of potatoes.
Yeah, that was really good.
And they were they were good.
It was a very good meal. And the bolognese was also very good too. And the bread was good. It was all good. We are not starving. Not at all. And yeah, then we went to bed and had the earliest night that I think I've ever gone to sleep.
I think we were in bed before 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we were. Now over here, it's broad daylight.
Until like 10, after 10, yeah.
Yeah. And thankfully, there's a pull-down shade. And then we both have eye masks, which have been the saving grace.
Yes.
Because it really is. And then they have early mornings. Like, no matter how early you're getting up, the sun's still coming up. But yet, I think it might be dark here for just a matter of a few hours. And it was good. But we were both like, when you feel like you have to go to sleep. So you're all fixated on, I gotta go to sleep. And then, therefore, you can't go to sleep. So that was funny. So you were on your phone for a little bit. And I just put my eye mask on and I didn't tell you this, but remember at dinner we brought our nighttime supplements down? Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I'll take my Zyrtec now, but I'm going to wait to take the Benadryl after dinner. I accidentally got those mixed up.
That's why you should get the pink Benadryl.
Yes, I know. I got the cheap Equate version. And I realized it after dinner when I went to take the Zyrtec. I was like, that's not Zyrtec. Or I'm sorry, I got it backwards. I was like, went to take the Benadryl. I'm like, that's not Benadryl, that's Zyrtec. And it made sense why I was feeling a little weird toward the end of dinner because the Benadryl was kicking. And it rained, so we had to run from one building to the next. And you just jumped right out there and ran across it. And I was standing there like, I don't want to get wet. Because we had already showered and everything for the next day. That's kind of cool. You want to tell them about how we've switched our schedule around a little bit?
Yeah, we just knew we had an early morning and dinner wasn't until 7. So we're like, well, we got to get to bed because we got an early morning. So we just showered before and then ate and then went to bed.
Mm-hmm. And we had everything like little soldiers all lined up and ready to go for the next day. And knowing we wanted to get out fast. So it worked really well. And yeah, there weren't really any hiccups at all. Only could not figure out. You kind of mastered a bit of it, but I never figured out the light switches in our room.
Yeah, they didn't all work. And then one was automatic. Whether you wanted it on or not, if you walked at a certain time, it came on and went off when it wanted.
Mm-hmm. One in the bathroom. So because we're drinking so much water, just peeing all night long. And so I go to get up to go to the bathroom. And the dim light is already on, and that's all you want when you've been sleeping. And I forgot about the motion one, and I go in there, and it's like, BAM! It's like stadium lighting in there, and it was just rude. I was like, no, I don't want this. So anyway, it was good though, but personally, I don't need to stay there again.
No.
Like I told you.
Still, it was better than the worst place we stayed at, but that's probably the second worst.
Yeah, there was just some, again, more shower plumbing issues. Lots of water dripping out, seeping out of places. And but, I mean, the people were really nice, and the food was really good. And all, it's just, they need to rip up the carpet so it doesn't smell like a million dogs inside. Because they have it simply decorated pretty nicely with some plants and stuff. Kind of an atrium feel.
And fix the AC.
Fix the AC. I went down to ask about it because it has the climate control in the vent. It just wasn't coming on. And when I asked, there was a big language barrier, and I was like, AC? And she said, this is what happens when I sit still. I just start yawning. And she's like, she's slapping her arms, and she's like, at night, she's trying to tell me that it will be cold at night, but it wasn't.
No, and I'm always cold. I was not cold.
And I'm always hot, so I was sweltering. But I didn't want to open the window again because there's no screens. And I was just afraid of a bat flying in. Because you're out in the country where all the things are, where the wild things are. It's a children's book name. Anyway, that was, it was a really good day. Other than the first time we got off trail. We didn't get lost. We got off trail. And our luggage was a big snafu. But ours wasn't the only one. But it was literally, but the other thing is they never told us until yesterday when I called. They're like, oh, well, they have technically till 3 p.m. to deliver it. I'm like, well, you could say that, so you don't freak out because everything you need.
Oh, and I got my first blister.
Yeah. Your blister's like the size of your toe.
It's a big blister. It was, and it's just because I walked wrong going down the steep inclines. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
But one of those, what are they?
Compete. Chicago told us about that in the laundromat back in Malede. Yes.
Yeah, so we went and bought some and put the first one on. It didn't cover. So, unfortunately, you can't reuse them.
That was a waste.
That was a huge waste.
That was unfortunate.
So, I put the next one on, and it held up pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel good today? Yeah, good. Yeah, I have one on my big toe, but it's not for a blister. It's just I pronate hard on the insides of my feet, so I permanent calluses on my toes. They're quite ugly, more than what anyone ever cares to know. So I just put one on to remind me to, when we're going on inclines, to not shove my toe in the toe box of my shoe. But my feet have been fine. So your blister is stable. Yeah, not worse. Yeah, and my back is better, so that's good. But every time we see someone that's got mangled feet or slings and remember passing that Asian couple? She had her pants rolled up to her knee and she had like all kinds of like gauze and did you notice
Oh, the one
that?
sitting down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. She had like the big white gauze pads and then like the brown stretchy wrap. And she was like redressing everything. And I'm just like, eesh. And then we met Carlene from Germany. She stayed at the albergue last night. And she was telling us that she's this amazing woman. She's probably 5 feet tall and weighs like 60 pounds. She's so tiny. Huh?
Oh, yeah, we met her setting out on the...
Yeah, she sat with us out in the thing.
Okay.
When we were waiting for her. She had her luggage. We didn't have her luggage. But yeah, she has had an entire shoulder replacement. And she was talking about how her doctor said not to do this because she carries everything in her pack. She doesn't use the travel service like us. And she said that how'd she describe her shoulder? It was like either fiery or angry or something like that. And her husband was telling her, like, during the trip, he wasn't with her. She's doing it by herself. It's amazing. She's a senior citizen. She's just amazing. And her husband has been telling her to stop. And she's like determined to go on. But I said, well, what it was she was wanting to pass the last stop before Santiago.
Oh, and wanted to go straight on. Yes.
And she's like, I just don't know because of my shoulder. She goes, I booked a place in the next town and in Santiago and to see which one I'm going to stay in tonight. And that was early this morning. And I just looked at her and I was like, I think when you get to the town, just listen to your body. It will tell you what it needs. And if your shoulder needs a break, you should give it the break. And I'm just amazed that she has a full prosthetic shoulder carrying that big old pack that's like half the size of her. Mm-hmm. So good for her. But Carlene was super nice. And yeah. Oh, and we keep seeing that same group of like 10 women.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from all over America that they go out and they adventure together. Saw them a couple times and just meeting more people from more places. It's been so cool. And so yesterday, day 7 was like our official 7 days of walking, like a whole week of walking, and only 2 days to the finish line. And I think that's probably about it for now.
Yeah.
I drank all that water and I have to go to the bathroom. So anyway, we just took a break from all. We're like, Michelle and I are in this like groove. This like, we found our kind of stride of packing, unpacking, that kind of thing, to keep things moving. Because you got to be flexible and you got to know you're in a different place every single night. And so we took a break and thought we'd catch everybody up on day 7. I think it was a huge success.
It was a good day.
It was a good day. And on the dairy cows. We saw the dairy cows. The black and whites. Do you remember that?
I've seen so many cows.
But these were black and white. All the other ones have not been like brown or whatever. It was like a dairy farm. Remember, they had their heads like they were in the milking stalls, and then that giant one came out.
Yes.
Yeah. That was just fun to see a different looking cow. And I took some pictures of some black and whites in the field and almost got stung by a hornet, but I didn't, so that was good. So it's super fun. Are you having fun?
I am. I really am.
Yeah, this is good. I asked Michelle today, what's the most annoying thing about traveling with me? And she said, gosh, the list is so long. Where do I start? But you took the high road and said that there wasn't a whole lot.
To me, I don't think there's been anything. I mean, I've probably been the one that's the problem.
Oh my gosh. You're like the easiest person I know. You're so easy. Seriously. No, we travel really well together. Give me something. There you go. So we are doing great and cannot wait to tell you about days 8 and 9 and maybe beyond. Maybe we'll do a recap of what we do after this, because we're not coming right back home. So that will be a surprise. Okay, well, we have got a few hours before dinner.
What do we do?
I don't know. Well, we wanted to go check out the place.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we just kind of, we're going to get ahead of ourselves. We'll let you know more about that later. So we're going to finish relaxing and catch you on the flip side. So we'll sign back in with day 8. So for now.
Bye for now.
Buenas noches.